Good evening and welcome everybody. My name is Alex and I've decided to do a bit of a playthrough that I was looking to do and see if I could make it a monthly event starting from the beginning and then working onto some other stuff. So in the last few days, I've had a playthrough and added some extra modules to gcompris, and this is known as the gcompris-ra fork, the read along to learn English fork. And I've given it a version structure of the year, then the month, then the version number of. So this is a build where I've added 2 extra things to it. So I'll go through that. I've just built it on my computer tonight. I hope people find it useful, but the fork isn't endorsed by the gcompris development team. The source code is available at GitHub here. I don't think the current month's branches have been put into the main build yet, but they should be available as branches. And the current releases and things that I've added are just a tiny fraction of the total source code, and thankful just to be able to stand on the shoulders of giants. So the people that have done a whole lot more work than me. So the original, it's released under the same license, so the source is available, and that's the original is available at this URL. So, and something started. So I'm going to start from the very beginning, but before I get to the beginning, I'm going to show some things that I'll be working at, and I'll breeze through as I feel they're done. So one of the big things I've done, and this has added a lot to it, and the original program is aimed at, I think, 6 to 12-year-olds, but this is looking to take it to a sort of beyond that. Teenagers, 18, pretty much anyone that's looking to go for a larger grasp in English, but this fork is taking it much further than what the original designers were designed for. So now one of the things I've done is added a whole bunch of words because I wanted to have a roadmap of words that someone should learn if they were starting to learn English, and then have them go, what words should I learn first? And as part of getting something out fast, I've used the Blitz program, the Blitz name to, I've just put everything into a big pile and randomized, jumbled it up, and then put through. So, but at least now there's something that someone could go through and study if they were inclined. So I'll go through that. So there's 470 different versions of this, each of these with words. And if you know what these are, you're doing really well. So, and it's jumbled up. So some beginner words there. Wouldn't quite say each is a beginner word, but 9th and the month of May. So this is it's something used very common, and seat, probably one of the first few words in there. But there's something you could go through and use as a reference point to increase your vocabulary rather than just go through a dictionary and then try and find words. So that's one of the things I've done in the vocabulary section. In the word section, one thing I've done is unscramble words to build upon what is already there with the case of ordering sentences. And that way you can then unscramble words. And I'm looking to build onto this. So, and then, hoop, use on a basketball court, and then come back to it. And maybe by the time I get to this part of the program later on, I can have more to it. But this was something I was putting out as a proof of concept. So what I'll look to do now is to go through a whole bunch of favorites, all of them. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of things to go through there. So, and I could probably break them up into segments later. So looking to start from the very beginning. Complete the puzzle. Make the ball go to tux. Click and draw. Click on me. Move the mouse. I'll do that first. Control the hose pipe. Mining for gold. And these are programs that are aimed at people to get them familiar with the interface as well. So pulling letters, then graph coloring, positions, railroad activity, logical associations, simplified Tower of Hanoi, Superbrain, sliding block puzzle game, lights off, Sudoku, path decoding relative, path encoding relative, 15 game, Tower of Hanoi, assemble the puzzle, find the details, and the music. I probably won't do too much in the place of music, so explore world music I'll go into as well for instruments around the world. And into science, operate a canal lock, explore farm animals, and if you've got any requests while I'm live, shout out in the chat and I'm more than happy to take detours on what I haven't already done. Gravity, water cycle, mixing paint colors, mixing light colors, explore world animals, land safe, renewable energy, solar system, pilot a submarine, analog electricity, and digital electricity. And then history, family, with the relatives, history of Louis Braille, Roman numerals, chronos, geography, locate the countries, explore monuments, locate the region. Not too sure. This is sport, football game, maze, memory with images against tux, memory game with images, programming maze. It's recommended if you want to get into programming and have not done anything before. Simple drawing activity. Balance box, I don't think I'm going to do because I think that's designed more for tablets where you can tilt. Hexagon, photo hunter, relative maze, and invisible maze. And some numbers. Compare the numbers. Draw numbers. Count items. Guess a number. Count and color the circles. Learn quantities. Just skipped a row there. Enumeration memory game. Count intervals. Numbers with dice, as already seen, and then ticked. Numbers with dominoes. Number sequence. Even and odd numbers. Numbers in order. Word number memory game. Ordering numbers, and learn decimal numbers. Then into arithmetic. The magician hat minus and magician hat plus. Learn additions. Learn subtractions. Practice addition with target game. Calcuduku, so similar to Sudoku. Numch multiples. Yes count. Yes 24. I don't remember playing some of these, so all operations memory game against tux. All operations memory game. Addition and subtraction memory game against tux. Addition and subtraction memory game. Addition memory game against tux. And measures. So money, give tux is change including cents. Money with cents. Balance scales properly. Balance using the international system of units such as kilograms and I think it's just kilograms, maybe grams in there as well, and metric and imperial units, so ounces and pounds. Calendar, learning clock, and find the day. There's a few puzzles I'll tick in as well. but I probably go too far into some of the games. I might play a little bit of chess and then leave it as is. I don't want to get too deep into, but I'm more than happy to play a few games of chess. If so, then some of the words, draw letters, alphabet sequence, click on a lowercase letter, click on an uppercase letter, simple letters, case association memory game, case association against tux, I guess, international Morse code, where you could send and receive over the radio, and some telegraph lines, ordering letters, discover the Braille system, and Braille fun. So that's the letters. Now into some of the words. What letter is in which word? Missing letter. Horizontal reading practice, vertical reading practice, grammatical analysis, grammatical classes. This is one of the other ones that I've done. So there's name the image, which is the original activity in gcompris, but match words and pictures is one where I've added some more to it. So like key and bed and breakfast, and then credit card, towel, and bath. So might be one I'll get to earlier. Ordering sentences, again, an original one, but unscrambled words is one I've taken and modified. And the classic hangman game and word picture memory game. So this is similar to and meant to be reinforcement of match pictures and words, but with different words and pictures as well. So we've got car and then ship and bike. So train, I don't think I've got anything matched up yet. There we go, car and car. So match the word with the picture and go through. And if you, so go through and do a playthrough of that at some point. Then expanding onto vocabulary. So matching the items from the original, colors, categorization, enrich your vocabulary, advanced colors, and English vocabulary blitz, which I covered a few minutes ago. Finally, there's the last few games of a line 4 versus tux and with a friend, bar game with a friend and tux, 9 men's Morris, and friend and tux aware. Still haven't quite got my head around aware, how to play it. Tic-tac-toe, checkers, chess, and endgame of chess. So that's just a few puzzles. So now I've selected all of those that I want to do. From now on, I'll go through the favorites and then select one and then play through it and then deselect it. So I should work through all of them, but I'm more than happy to take requests from anyone on the chat. So the first thing I'll do, let's just get them out of the way. Of course, I want to try and begin from scratch each month and start it again. So that way someone can see at the beginning and get an introduction to everything without having to go back and look through things. So an A, sorry, it's got me drawing this way. A, the alphabet. So there's 26 letters in English and 10 digits that you commonly use. So B, C, D, so vertical line there, and then a curve. E, which is one of the more common letters used, one of the most common letters used. F, G, oops, and separate right in there, separate stroke, and H, and I. I is one of the 5 vowels in the English language, A, E, I, O, and U. This one's J, the 10th letter of the alphabet. K, L, M, and back up and then back down, N, O, which is a big circle. It looks similar to the digit 0. It's one of the other vowels. P, Q is one of the rarely used letters, and most of the times when there's a Q, there's a U that follows it right afterwards. So R is in quest. S, T, U, V, W, X, and in maps and pirate treasure, it's usually said that X marks the spot. Y, we're nearly there. And the last letter is Z or Z, depending on where you are, but I usually go with Z. And that's it. That's the 26 letters. So let's deselect this as a favorite, and then I'll jump into digits. So I said O looks a lot like 0, and we've started off with 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's nothing for 10 because that's 2 digits. So now let's get rid of draw numbers out of the list. So it should shrink ever so much. I'll go with matching items. So drag and drop the items to match them. So we've got a light bulb, a postcard, and a ship. There's a yacht, which is a ship powered by wind, a lamp, and a postbox. So 2 ships, I'll drag them under the other. The lamp, I'll match it with the light bulb, and the postbox, I'll match it with the letter. Okay. So there's a rose or a flower, an egg, and a bottle of water. So I've got a vase here that the rose can go into, the bottle, a glass of water, which the water can be poured into, and an egg cup. That so we've got things that can go in to one another. There's a rocket ship, spaceship, sofa, and a lighthouse. So I'll match a star up with the lighthouse as they're both very bright. No, that's wrong. That's a star. Well, I'll put it in anyway. Match the ship up with the ship and the house up with the yacht. So we'll see if they're all right. No, it's told me that those two are wrong, so I'll swap them over. So star with the spaceship and the yacht with the lighthouse. And we've got apple, a bike, and a carrot, a tree, car, and a grater. I think the grater matches with the carrot. You grind it up and put it into food. Sorry, just the car and I think the bike match as their transport. And then the tree and the apple. The apple falls from the tree. And there we go. So we've got a pen, a helicopter, and a truck, and a postcard, a van, and a plane. So I think the plane matches up with the helicopter because they both fly. We'll put the van matching up with the truck. And then there's a postcard matching up with the pen. See if that's right. And there we go, on to the next level. So we've got a castle, a ship or yacht, and a tennis racket. I think sports are related, so I'll bring the soccer ball out to the tennis racket. King. King would live in the castle is my guess. And I'm not too sure about a flag and a yacht, but we'll see. And, okay, that's right. So there's the sun, there's a speaker, and the yacht with a life buoy, a bell, and a lamp. So I think these are related in that the sun makes light and the lamp makes light as well. So I'll put them matched up. The bell and the sound and the speaker both make noise, and the life belt and the yacht are paired up as well. And we're back to the beginning. All right. So I'll deselect the matching items, and I'm just going to change some of the settings here because I believe the cursor isn't being captured, so you can't see where I've been putting the screen. So now let's see that. It should be much closer. I'll keep it simple. So I'll stick with the baby puzzle. These are very simple things easy to games to play, but I'm more than happy to take requests still. It's the first time I'm doing it. So the train, the engine, drag it into the outline. After the train comes the coal car, which is used to burn and heat the water up to power the steam train. Then there's the passenger car at the end, and then there's some cargo. So it's matched up nicely, but I think it's going to get a bit harder now. So they're in slightly different order now. So the train up the front, passengers are up next, and the coal cart, and then the cargo. Now they're on an angle. So to spin it around, it's as if it's going up a hill. Like the little engine that could. There's the engine, coal cart, cargo, and the passengers. So now we've got everything on different angles. I've got to move the engine facing a little bit forward. The coal cart is almost traveling up vertically. Cargo is slightly angled. So put it that way. And the passenger cart is actually level. So now things are flipped, facing the other way, the train facing that way, and put the cargo cart and the coal cart, and then flip the passenger cart at the end of the train. Now moving on to a truck. That's the front section under the cab where the driver sits, and the front wheels, the rear wheels, and the cargo trailer. So now things have all been jumbled up, and I have to can reverse them if they need reversing. So I'll put the rear wheels on first, then the cabin, the cargo container. Got to spin the engine bay, and I think I've got to flip it as well. Make 2 wheels on the back and the right wheel on the front. And I think I've also got to flip it because the bumper bar has to get the front of the vehicle. And things are jumbled a little bit more. So I'll start with the base of the engine. I'll work my way up from the ground. Flip the bumper bar, put it on the front. Put the rear wheels on. Cargo looks like it needs flipping to be faced the right way. And then adjust the cabin crew and make it level because it's a little bit out of sync as well. Now we're looking at the front of the car. So I'll put on the windshield. Some headlights, left headlight as we see it, and then the right headlight. And put the license plate area, I think, up. And then the bumper bar and the wheels. Should match everything up. And then we're back to the beginning. So jump back out and mark that activity as done. So I'll just have a quick pause. Okay, just had a little bit of a drink. So still happy to take requests if anyone wants to drop one in the chat of control the hose and pipe. So the firefighters have turned up to put out the fire, and we've got to drag all the way along. But if I drag outside of the pipe, then the water goes back to the fire truck and I've got to start again. So dragging, and then puts the fire out with water. So as the levels progress, it gets a little bit harder. More curves in the pipe. And down, then back up. This one's a bit more wavy. So down, up, and starting to come down again. And notice that the fire truck's got the lights on the front of it. Probably got its sirens going as well. And this one's very wavy. Getting even a little bit more wavy. Having all of the bends in the pipe probably reduces its ability to pressure on the water. Whoops, sorry. There we go. Didn't mean to do that. And then back to the beginning. So let's get rid of that. So move the mouse on the touchscreen. And this, every time I move the cursor around, it removes a bit from the tile above covering the picture. And then we get shown a little duckling with its leg out to the side. And a cat peering through. There's a few different levels. Oh no, it's only one setting there, sorry. So a few different levels. Some of the activities you can select which level. And if I do it too quickly, it doesn't remove it. So I've got to go choose a line between fast and slow. So there's some more animals. I think these are meerkats. Let's uncover the faces first. And I'm not sure what they're looking at. So it looks like we've got a few. I was originally going to say ducks, but I think they're swans on a lake. And it seems to be partially coloured photo there. So, and now we've got a penguin waddling along. So penguins are amphibious. They can travel on water and land. This one is a dolphin who only travels underwater but breathes air. So they've got to come up to the surface every now and then. They're generally playful with people. So now that this level's done, the holes, the areas I've got to cover are a little bit smaller. And now we've got a bird. I'm just glossing over some of them, going a little bit too fast so that they're not disappearing. And doubling back whenever ones I've missed. So now we've got a horse. Looks like it's in the mountains as well. I think that's whatever's on the hill in the background is ice. So it's got a lot of hair as insulation. So it wouldn't surprise me. Looks like it's on tundra as well. So, and that, yeah, the more I can cover, the more it looks like it's snow on the background or someplace very cold. So now we've got a flower here with a butterfly and its antenna out the front and the wings. I'll work my way back around the outside. And this animal looks interesting. I think it's a chameleon. It can adjust the color of its skin to blend into its environment. Seems to be living in trees as well. A wooded area. Now, this is a red panda, which is well, they're not native to Australia. I do like them. I'm not too sure what they eat, but I think they'll go for a bit of fruit. And then I think we're finishing off with a goat. It looks to be a mountain goat. Um, Wherever it is, it looks like it's on the summit of top of a hill. Back onto some bigger ones, but we've got a new animal, so I'll stick with it while ever the image has changed. And it looks like we've got a cheetah with all of its spots. By the look of it, licking its tongue, it's probably finding something. So, and then now we've got a gorilla. Some birds, I think they could be a toucan, but I'm not sure. It's got a very large beak. And this one is a giraffe. I think it could be a rhinoceros. Not too sure. And this last one for the set looks to be a llama with white fur and then a bit of brown fur on the head. Okay, we've got another set. Not too sure how many we've got. That's all right. Keep going through it. And some bees, or a bee, singular. I think there's only one here. It's getting some pollen from a flower. So hovering pretty much midair while it does that. And looks like there's a bat flying around with a really big wing. And bats can fly and see in the middle of the night using sound. I'll send out a bit of noise, and then depending on the reflection, you can gauge where things are around it. So a bit like the sonar system that we've adapted to use in ships. And this one looks to be I'm not sure of the exact species, but a type of monkey sitting in a tree. I'm not sure if it's eating, but otherwise it just looks like it's relaxing for a bit. I'll get all these ones on the left and move back to the right. Not sure what this animal is, but it's got a baby. And eating a bit of food. So we're on fourth of the sixth in this set. Uh, I think this is a camel shedding a bit of its fur. And it's also got a baby with it. Last one in a set, and I think it's a squirrel. That's the last one. So it's on a side of a tree. In the middle of a forest somewhere. Now I think it's showing a bug or some sort of insect. I think it's a caterpillar, which I think they turn into butterflies afterwards. Some of them do. Might be not all of them. And this is a bird, possibly a kingfisher. Not sure of the exact species. Now we've got another type of bird. This one looks to be a bird of prey. So I think it's an animal that eats other animals, but so it might have eat on a rodent or and now I think we've got some crabs or a crab with all its different legs and claws and walking along a rock. Looks like a cow. Could be calf, a young cow. And I think we're back to the duck. It's a bit weird because this is showing we're on set number 5. So That's all right. I'll keep going. I'll treat it as this one is complete. And I deselect that one. So if anyone has any requests of what to do, I'll happy to jump around, but I'll go with graph coloring. Well, actually, before I do that, there we go. Before I do graph coloring, we'll do colors. So find the blue duck. And blue is the color of the ocean. The white duck, the black duck, green duck, yellow duck, and the red duck. So 6 very common colors, quite a bit more now. So we'll start from the top left. Purple, orange, brown, yellow, green, white, grey, and black. So find the orange duck, white, brown, grey, yellow, purple, and green. Oh, and black. So grey, yellow, purple, green, pink, brown, orange, and blue. So start with the blue. Grey, yellow, green, orange, purple, pink, brown, and that's the colors. So deselect that and go into graphing colors. Sorry, I'll back out for a little bit, but I'll come back into graph coloring. Just want to have a brief intermission. Shouldn't be too long. Okay. Okay, graph coloring. So I'm pretty sure the goal of this game is to not get the two adjacent sections of the graph same color, but I can use whatever color I want. So I can put green here, I'll put blue here instead, and then I'll put aqua here as well. Now I've only got 3 colors. Before I had 4. So let's put blue in the middle. I can't use that anywhere else. And then I'll put green here and then red. And just to mix it up, put red up the top and then green down the bottom. So now I've got 4 colors again with 4 dots. Now I can do it with 3, but I'm going to take the simple option of just give everyone one separate color. So if I put blue here and then green below it, I can put red on the right side and red on the left side, and that matches up. So I'll put blue in the middle, green on the top right, red here, and then aqua. Blue, green, red, and aqua again. Now is where it's going to get complicated. Blue and then green. And then I'll put red here, and I'll try blue again. So I'll put aqua here, green, and no, blue matches up there. So this one's got to be red. And then that one, I'll make it aqua, red, and green. Now we've got things get a bit harder now. So make that one blue and make that one red. No, that's got to be green. So I'll make it red, green, red, green, and blue. So with 6 colors, probably shouldn't just make it simple, but anyway, I'll go through it. So same puzzle, now we've got 5. So I'll make okay, so I can change my mind as many times as I want. Make it blue, green, red, aqua, and then I'll put green. Oh, there we go. Pink covers it. And I've got to put pink here as well. So it's the only one that can mix. So start from the inside, work my way out. So I'll put red here again and green. So blue, aqua. No, can't do that. Green and put aqua, red, and blue is the only one. It's the last one there that's. Now this is where it's going to get hard then. Okay. Okay, so if I put blue there and green and red, because I have to for those ones, and I'll put blue there, red and green. So blue, red and green, red, green and blue. Yep, that'll sort it out. Okay. This is getting a bit more complex than I thought, but persevere. So I'll start here with just 4 colors. And I'll try using just 4 colors here again. Same 4 from the outside. So I put green there, red, no, let's go with purple, and red, and aqua. Thought it would do that, make it a little bit harder. I'm not sure if I'm just going to luck onto the answer, but I'll put the colors in the opposite colors. And so I'll put dark blue down here and put aqua up here, and I think we've got a winner. So that's all through that set. And it proving to be a bit of a challenge. So go football game. So I've got to drag the ball and bring a line back to it as if I'm kicking it, and then try and get it past Tux, who's the goalkeeper, Tux the penguin. But each time it looks like Tux is getting a bit bigger, making it a little bit harder for me. So on to level 4. Actually, I'll put it up the top here. Wait till he's behind and then kick it into the background. Work my way down this time. There we go. Now I'll see if I can make it so Tux scores the goalkeeper. Yep, knocks it back. Okay, oh, knocks it back twice. Wasn't quite expecting that. There we go, snuck it around the side. And Tux is real huge at the moment. There we go. Okay, so I'll go back to there. Mark the football game is done. And again, if anyone in the chat has any requests, I'm happy to jump around and do whatever's needed. So, let's keep it relatively simple earlier on and then have a longer time later part of a series, get onto the harder stuff. So press the left and right arrow keys at the same time, make the ball go into a straight line. Okay. Okay, I've got to use the keyboard for this one. Hit the right one before I hit the left one. And not sure what's changing here, but it looks like over the course of the day, we've now gone into night. I think it might be progressively shrinking the window of, yeah, I think it's a little bit harder now where I've got to hit them at almost the exact same instant. If I don't do it at the same time, I get sad tucks. Happy tucks. Okay, and back to the beginning. I think one way I can improve this is write up a quick brief. Okay, just noted that down. So I'll start with, might as well go into click and draw. So clicking on each of the buttons, each of the time it's a highlighted icon, makes a star. And around here it makes some dice. I've got an idea what this one's going to be. It's to be a house with a door. And I think this will be a Christmas tree. Like the icon showed it as part of the task. I think this one, from memory, I was going to say a teddy bear, but looks to be someone in a field, so it might be a straw person. Scarecrow. Up in the sky with wings. It looks to be an airplane. And I think we're under the ocean now, so we're in the ocean-ish. This is very complex. Oh, I think complex. I think I know what it is. It looks to be a joker. It's one with a funny hat. Ah, there we go. Now I've got the teddy bear. And we're back to the start. So going through the activities of the game and marking them off as favorites. So now I've got complete the puzzle. So drag and drop the items to match the item. So the orange, the butter, jam, cookie, chocolate, and milk bottle. I think it's sugar, milk bottle, croissant, banana, yogurt, and bread. Pear, cereal bowl, glass, fruit, yogurt, and a muffin. Pear, cereal, bagel, yogurt, banana, and milk bottle. Hello, my name is Locke. So I think Locke is a dog. Lock with colored shapes. Okay, so I've got a square, rectangle, oval, another square, another oval, and a circle. Paul Gauguin, uh, Ria, 1892. I've got some people, and another dog. So now we're on to sorting some art. Peter Bruegel the Elder, The Peasant's Wedding, 1568. With some people carrying out some food. I think that's some grain. Can't tell if it's a musician or a soldier. And it looks to be a child eating. The Lady and the Unicorn, XVE Century. So a dog or a cat. Tiger. And a goat. And something else, I'm not sure, but was hidden up there in the top right. Vincent van Gogh, Bedroom in Isles, 1888. So, bed, photo or painting. Another one at the head of the bed. Then a little table with a few things on it, and a second chair. Ambrosius Boscher, the elder, flower still life, 1614. So some flowers. And a dragonfly. And a butterfly on this flower. The last one there. And we're back to the beginning again. So I'll mark that one as done. Just tuck in and, yep, I'll deselect this one as well. Then count the items. So how many bananas are there? 2. 1, I think it's a grapefruit. And watermelons, so 2 of those. And how many cherries have come through? 2. Now we've gone up to the next level where we might get 3 fruit, so 3 pears. Line them up, 3. Onto cherries, just the 1, or 1 pear. grapes. There's three bunches of grapes there. So now I've gone up to the next level. There might be four. But there's one pair of cherries. Now we've got two. And four bunches of grapes. Oh, sorry, I've selected three by mistake. Got four of these as well. Now there's two different types. So got three apples and two of these. And oranges and lemons. So I'll put the oranges over to the left and the lemons over to the, oranges over to the right and the lemons over to the left. Either way, we've got two of each. So now we've got strawberries, three strawberries, and three pears. Two of those and one orange. So two types of fruit and up to four. Okay, so apples, and green apples and red apples. So three of each, giving us six total. Two strawberries and three lemons. The pears up the top, three of those, and three of those as well. So watermelons and grape, just one of each. Now there's two types up to five. So there's one lot of cherries and three apples. Now I've got four apples. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strawberries. So cherries is 1, 2, and 3 pairs. And two strawberries. It's two apples. Two bunches of grapes. Now we've got three types of fruit. So one strawberry, three oranges, and two lots of cherries. Okay, so just the one lemon, three grapes, and two apples. Two strawberries, three oranges, and two of those. I probably should look in the source code and figure out what that actually is. So two pears, three bananas, and two cherries. Just the one pear, three cherries, two grapes. So now I've got three types of fruit up to four max. I'll check the data set. Yeah, so now we're on to the last ones. So three strawberries, four oranges, and a purple. Four apples, one purple, and two pears. One cherry, two strawberries, and a pear. And it's coming quite a few of them now. Four grapes, two purples, and four oranges. It's getting a little harder now. So 4 pears. I know what to do. And 4 lemons. 2 cherries. Gives us 10 in total. So 2 lemons, 2 oranges, and a pair of cherries. 1 red apple. 2 pears. So 3 counted so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, giving 8 in total. And 2 lemons, 2 purples, and a watermelon. 5 in total. 3 lemons. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, and now we've got 3 oranges as well, giving a total of 11. And just 1 of each. Maximum of 6. And 4 type up to 9 max. Okay. Several different types there. Okay, so 3 types of fruit up to 6. So let's get rid of all the watermelons down the bottom. 5 of those. 5 bananas. Sorry, 4 bananas. And 3 oranges. I'll arrange them vertically this time. So 4 apples, 3 watermelons, and 2 oranges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 oranges. And 5 bananas. So I've got 16 in total. 1, 2, 3, and 4 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 watermelons. And 2 oranges. I think that was 12 total. 5, 6. 6 bananas. 4 pairs of cherries, giving us 10. And then 3, 13. All types of fruit, a maximum of 6. Is getting to be a pretty full display here. So 6 of the purple fruits. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lemons. The oranges out of the way next. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 23 in total. One less than the maximum of 24. 3, 4, 5 strawberries. 1 cherry. 3 lemon. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bananas. So 6 watermelons. 6 of the purple fruits, 5 and 3 in oranges. 2 watermelon, 2, 3, 4, 5 lemons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apples, and 6 bananas. So the last one in the set. So 2 apples, 3 apples, 4 apples, 5 apples, and 6. I clicked on a cherry by mistake. Move the oranges down to the bottom right. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 oranges, 5 cherries as well, and 5 lemons. So 5, 10, 15, and 6 is 21 in total. 21 pieces of fruit. Okay. So now I've got the same thing, but maximum of 7 or 5. The cherries, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grapes, and then 2. So the apples, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grapes, 4, 5, 6. Cherries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1 watermelon. So 1 pear, 2 of the purple fruits, 3 of the strawberries, and 1 apple. So getting the pears, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Strawberries, 2, 3, 4. Grapes, 3. And the cherries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Start with bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just clear some things out of the way. 5, 6, and then 7. Go on to the oranges next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strawberries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And bunches of grapes. 2 bunches of grapes. So now I've got maximum total can be 8. So I'll count them up at the end. Just move them around for the moment. Or try and order them nicely. So just 3 lots of cherries. Looks like there's going to be 7 green apples. And 2 red apples. So 7 green apples, 3 strawberries, 2 red apples, and 3 lots of cherries. Okay. Easily it's 1 lot of grapes. 3 lots of apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just move the banana well out of the way. 7, 8 lemons. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bananas. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 apples. 4 strawberries. 1 lemon and 1 bunch of grapes. Bunch of grapes. So it's a banana hidden under there. I'll just organize them a little bit. So, okay. So there's 1 orange, 4 bananas, 6 bunches of grapes, and 8 apples. The last one in the set, the last one in this minor set, is 5 watermelons and then 1 of each of the remaining fruits. So now we're on to the last group of 5, where we can have 4 lots of fruit and up to 9 of each type. And we've got 9 green apples. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 grapes. 7 oranges and 1 grapefruit, I think. So now I've got a bit of everything. A lot of stuff here. Very full screen. Four of them, 4 of each of the grapes and purple ones. Sorry, 4 of the pears. So 9 pears, 4 green apples, 6 plums, I think, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 bunches of cherries as well. I'll spend a little time ordering them. So 4 bunches of pears, 2 lots of bananas, the cherries over to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strawberries, and 6 grapes. Sorry, 6 cherries. Lemons up on the top right. 2, 3, 4. Six lots of cherries so far. And 8 cherries. 4 lots of bananas. Got 8 oranges and 4 lemons. I think this is the last one in the activity. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lots of grapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 red apples. Sorry, back to 8 lots of grapes and just 2 strawberries. And we're back to the beginning. Okay. So, and that wraps up the count the items task. So I'll be looking to keep doing this as throughout the month, and each time going back through and doing some activities. So I'm slightly running out of steam a bit at the moment. So I'll have to leave it here. If you do have any requests, please leave a comment or in the chat. Happy to redirect and do things as people request. But I thought I'd start this first one off and maybe each playthrough each month as from a beginning, as if someone hasn't doesn't know too many words. So start simple and then work up to complex. So thank you for watching.